right, mate. Yeah, so Troy, I think it's one that could pop and flip green on the yearly. So here's the yearly here. It definitely is interesting. Well, the thing is, the bearish side of things really that it's already hit the 50% retrace of the yearly, and then drop down and flip red. You know, that's not a sign that there's going to be a bull market this year. That's technically a bearish sign and technically not a great sign. But that doesn't mean that we couldn't pop back up and close green on the year, for example. This is also a bearish, a bullish yearly stop hunt, right? When did the bullish yearly stop hunt happen? If I can get that, let me zoom in to do that. You know, when did the bloody hell, this mouse drives me up the wall. Yeah, there we go. So you can see here there is that bullish yearly stop hunt. When did that happen? Let's kind of zoom in here and just have a look. Was that earlier, or was that? See, it's just a more recent thing. So that's technically bullish in a way. Although, is this a real scam? Like, it's a scam wick, of course, but how real is that? That's the one that popped up halfway up through the yearly candle. So, but the fact that we've came down after that, and now we've got the bullish stop hunt. Now the in theory, the momentum in theory is with the bulls. I don't really like this here. I think this should drop more first. Let me look closer at this. Just where's the volume after that? The volume's there. That volume's there. So we've broke the second volume. You can see that was resistance when we broke the volume. We broke down. This is now getting a retrace. I would say that this wants to break down a little bit more here before flipping up green on the year, and then maybe working its way into the apex. You can see here, you know, it needs to get back inside the white 100 on a 3-day to be in the apex and to move. You can see it failure in here. The first attempt at the apex is usually a failure. Of course, the second attempt did fail as well, but you can be it's not certainty, definitely not certainty, but you know, the first attempt at an apex can often fail, not always, but you got to be careful. So at this point, you know, we are not above the white 100 on a 3-day. You know, that's not that bullish just yet. Let's look for more clues here. You know, you can see that we're getting rejections. I don't like see this big open space here. I would like some of that to get filled. We are flipping red on the 2-week. It's only a new 2-week candle today. So, well, it's not really red. I shouldn't really say it's red yet. But last week did have a rejection here. See this move up? That's a bit of a rejection. Drop down, flip red, closed on the lows. So I would like this to go lower. I would like this to have one more flush down and maybe look for a buy below there. I would kind of feel comfortable if more of that candle was filled. I don't know if it's going to happen, but you know, a lot of times that's major support. You break up out of that, price likes to come back down in to test the highs of this, and that's your buy point there, because then you've filled most of the green candle and you've retested this. You get a small candle. Let me look for an example. Well, here there's a bit of an example. See this candle here, and you have in there. Look at the resistance point. See the way it became resistance here. Sorry, I just need to turn that volume down. There's alerts going off. See this candle here. It became resistance, and see here this can become support. There's probably more examples of that if we go on up. Yeah, perfect. Look at this. See here. See the small candle at the top. What happened? Well, it's resistance. See here, right there, and here. It happens all the time, over and over and over and over again. Now, can we go again? Look here. See this small candle at the top there? I didn't draw that fully straight, but you get what I'm saying. I didn't draw the small candle here, the neckline, the open right along here is resistance, and you can see that yes, it pierced it, but that was resistance. You can see it here. Yes, it pierced it, but that was resistance. We didn't come back up to this one yet, but later, right? Later, you mark my words. You know, later when this takes off, that'll be a major resistance point in here, right? And there, this line right there. So we are still red on the monthly. You can see here that it is red on the monthly. When it's red on the monthly, you know, it's more of a knife catch trying to buy it. Because look here, like you can see here, what if you bought up here, it still continued to go lower for the rest of the month. It was red on the month, the sellers were in control, and the sellers pushed it lower and lower and lower. So the fact that it's red on the month, it's telling you to be a little bit more cautious in your buying. Of course, the green, buying into a green month is always best. You know, it's always safest, I should say. Not always best, because you could buy right down here and it was a great buy, but you know, it's a knife catch. But if you buy in the middle of this candle, you're buying in the middle of a green candle, but you're buying with the trend, and the trend is your friend. And when the trend is your friend, it allows you to have poor entries or maybe not so refined entries, and you're still fairly safe. Okay, you're not going to get your face ripped off. You know, well, you always can get really crashes anytime, but I'm just saying it's safer to be buying into green candles. So the fact is, this monthly candle is red. The monthly candle at this point, at least, is showing that we are having a consolidation month. You know, maybe it's next month that you're actually going to come up here and take liquidity. Like, see up here, the big wick here, it's more than likely going to be next month before this moves up and takes liquidity in here. If it flips green on this month, well, maybe that's a different story. You know, then you can maybe start thinking about it. Well, damn, maybe I need to jump on board this because it's starting to flip green. At this point, it's telling you to be cautious. Now, the other thing I will say is the volume. Now, what happens after you get huge volume? And this is the largest volume we've ever seen. Well, look here. If you get large volume, what happens? You can sell off. You can get some sellers. There's too many buyers here that there's not that many buyers left. And that's what's happening. We're getting a bit of sell pressure off that. You know, of course, we got sell pressure in the wick, but now we're getting sell pressure in the in the next candle. Let's look here. Well, you can see here. I mean, look at the wick. There was sell pressure on that, of course, but it did come up and take liquidity in that wick, and that was still a huge volume. But it was just a liquidity grab in here, right? There were still a lot of buyers, still a lot of activity, loads of activity, actually, I should say, because I mean, look at the size of this wick. It's crazy. So there was buyers still in there. It was a hot coin in the alt season at that moment. So we are not getting the same results here. The wick is not big enough. Maybe there's just not enough buyers in the market at the moment. The market is fairly quiet, which makes it harder to take liquidity straight away. Yeah. So back to your question: could this flip off and flip green on the yearly? I think it can, but I think I would prefer this to drop more first, a little bit more. And then also, obviously, we talked about the monthly. It may need a new monthly candle to flip green and pop up and flip green on the year. So if it does drop lower here, you know, there's a possibility you could try and buy that. Let's have a look here. Yeah, maybe not this 2 week. Maybe this is going to be another red 2 week candle down. Or if it bullish stop hunt. That's something to watch for, actually. You know, if we pop below here, get a bullish stop hunt, and then pop up and flip green again, you know, and we flip green again, then that would be a buy, right? That would be a buy with a stop below this 2 week low. Okay, so that's the way I would probably like to play this, because I think there's too much space down here, and it's not essential we fill it right now. And I would just prefer it that way. I know the market doesn't care what I prefer, but you know, if you take into consideration the volume, the rejection here, and I suppose the trend, the red monthly candle, there's a few things to take into consideration, but all of those kind of tell me that there's a decent chance that this could drop a bit lower. But you could also get that bullish stop hunt. So if you get a bullish stop hunt here, you could take that long then and see if it can flip green on the year.